Hello, everyone! Before we delve into the fascinating world of politics, do me a favor. Please hit that subscribe button to stay updated with our latest content. Today, we're embarking on a journey into the heart of the Republican Party. We'll explore its core values and purposes, tracing its rich history and evolution. From its birth to the present day, we'll see how these guiding principles have shaped not just the party, but the nation itself. So, get ready as we take a chronological journey through the core values and purposes of the Republican Party. The Republican Party, also known as the Grand Old Party or GOP, was born in the mid-1850s. A turbulent era in American history, the 1850s were marked by deep-seated social and political disagreements, particularly about the contentious issue of slavery. It was in this crucible of conflict that the Republican Party emerged. The party was formed by a coalition of individuals from diverse backgrounds and political affiliations, united by a common cause. They were Free Soilers, Whigs, Know-Nothings, and even some Northern Democrats. But what brought them together? It was their shared opposition to the expansion of slavery into the newly minted Western territories. The party's early leaders were men of conviction who believed in the principles of liberty and equality. They included John C. Fremont, the party's first presidential candidate, and Abraham Lincoln, who would become one of America's most revered presidents. Lincoln's election in 1860 underscored the party's growing influence and marked the beginning of a Republican dominance that would last for over 70 years. From its inception, the Republican Party was defined by its core values. It championed free labor, free land, and free men. The party believed in the dignity and worth of every individual, and it was this belief that fueled its opposition to slavery. The Republicans saw slavery as a moral wrong and an economic blight that stifled growth and innovation. But the party's stand against slavery wasn't just a matter of principle, it was also a strategic move. By opposing the spread of slavery, the Republicans hoped to attract the support of Northern voters who were concerned about the economic and political implications of slavery's expansion. And so, the party that began as a coalition of disparate groups found its voice and its purpose in the fight against slavery. It was a fight that would define not just the Republican Party, but the entire nation. The party's stand against slavery would eventually lead to the Civil War, a conflict that would forever change the face of America. And that's how the Republican Party came into existence, with a strong stand against the expansion of slavery. As the nation plunged into the Civil War, the Republican Party's values were put to the test. And what a test it was! The Republican Party, under the leadership of President Abraham Lincoln, found itself at the helm of a nation divided. The Civil War, a conflict that pitted brother against brother, state against state, was a crucible that forged the future of the party and the nation. The Republican Party, founded on principles of anti-slavery, faced the daunting task of not just winning a war, but also healing a nation. Lincoln, the man at the forefront, had a vision of a united America where no person would be in bondage. His Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 was a bold declaration of this commitment to freedom and equality, a core value of the Republican Party. As the war raged on, the party stood firm on its principles, continually advocating for unity and equality. The Republican Party was the driving force behind the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which granted citizenship and equal protection under the law to all persons born or naturalized in the United States, including former slaves, and the 15th Amendment, which guaranteed the right to vote regardless of race or previous condition of servitude. When the Civil War finally ended in 1865, the Republican Party didn't rest on its laurels. The Reconstruction period that followed was a testament to their commitment to rebuild and reunite the nation. Republicans in Congress pushed for policies that protected the rights of the newly freed slaves and sought to integrate them into society. But it wasn't an easy task. The party faced staunch opposition, and the road to equality and unity was fraught with challenges. Yet, the Republican Party did not waver. They continued to champion the rights of all citizens, striving towards an America that lived up to its founding ideals of liberty and justice for all. Through the turbulent times of the Civil War and Reconstruction, the Republican Party emphasized unity and equality. And while the journey was far from easy, their resolve remained unshaken, a testament to the enduring values that continue to shape the party to this day. As we moved into the 20th century, the Republican Party underwent some significant transformations. The dawn of this new era saw the party shifting its ideology to align more closely with fiscal conservatism, a philosophy that advocates for lower taxes, reduced government spending, and minimal government debt. This was a stark departure from the party's earlier principles, which were rooted in abolitionism and the fight against slavery. The Republicans of the 20th century sought to reduce the size and scope of the federal government, arguing that a leaner bureaucracy would lead to more efficient and effective governance. This shift was not without its critics, however. Many felt that this stance neglected the needs of the less fortunate and disadvantaged, favoring the wealthy and powerful. Yet, Republicans maintained that fiscal conservatism was not about ignoring society's ills, but rather about finding the most efficient and effective ways to address them. Alongside fiscal conservatism, the party also began to champion the cause of limited government. This principle posited that the best way to ensure individual liberties and freedoms was to restrict the power and reach of the government. Republicans argued that by limiting government intervention, individuals and businesses would be free to make their own choices and decisions, leading to a more dynamic and prosperous society. Finally, the Republican Party of the 20th century was a staunch advocate for free market capitalism. They believed that the invisible hand of the market, rather than government regulation, was the best way to allocate resources and drive economic growth. The party argued that free markets would lead to innovation, competition, and ultimately, a higher standard of living for all. The party faced many challenges and controversies throughout the 20th century, but it held steadfast in its commitment to these core values. From the roaring 20s to the tumultuous 60s, and the dawn of the new millennium, the Republican Party remained a powerful force in American politics. The 20th century saw the Republican Party championing fiscal conservatism, limited government, and free market capitalism. Fast forward to the 21st century, the Republican Party continues to evolve. It's been a journey of adaptation, transformation, and a continuous quest to reflect the changing needs and aspirations of America. At its core, the Republican Party of the 21st century is rooted in principles of individual liberty, limited government, free markets, and a strong national defense. These enduring values continue to guide the party's stance on a range of issues. When it comes to taxes, the party holds steadfast in its belief that lower taxes stimulate economic growth and create jobs. Republicans champion the idea that hardworking Americans should keep more of what they earn, and that a thriving private sector, not government regulation, is the true engine of economic prosperity. On the healthcare front, the party advocates for patient-centered healthcare solutions. They argue for increased competition and transparency, believing this will drive down costs and improve quality. They champion the idea of giving Americans the freedom to make their own healthcare decisions. In terms of immigration, the Republican Party stands for a secure border and a robust legal immigration system. They believe that a secure border is essential to national security, and that immigration policies should prioritize the interests of American citizens first. National security is another cornerstone of the Republican Party's platform. They believe in a strong and well-funded military, viewing it as essential in maintaining peace and deterring aggression. They also advocate for a foreign policy that puts America's interests first. While these are some of the key issues, it's important to remember that the Republican Party, like any political entity, is a broad tent, encompassing a wide range of perspectives and opinions. What remains consistent, however, is a commitment to the principles of limited government, individual freedom, and a belief in the power of free markets. Today, the Republican Party continues to advocate for lower taxes, a stronger military, and a more secure border. So, there you have it. The journey of the Republican Party from its inception to the present day. We've traversed the birth of the party, sparked by anti-slavery sentiments. A party born out of a desire for change and equality. We've delved into the tumultuous Civil War era and the Reconstruction period, where the Republican Party played a pivotal role in rebuilding a divided nation. We've navigated the twists and turns of the 20th century, where the party grappled with shifting societal attitudes and changing demographics. We've seen the party's evolution in the 21st century, adapting to the digital age and the complexities of modern politics. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered the core values that form the backbone of the Republican Party. The emphasis on limited government, individual freedoms, and free market capitalism, the belief in the power of the individual over the collective, and the commitment to national defense and security. But above all, we've seen that the Republican Party, like any political entity, is multifaceted and ever-changing. Its purposes and values shift and adapt, molded by the people who make up its ranks and the societal context in which it operates. Remember, the Republican Party, like any political party, is a living entity that continues to evolve. Who knows what the future holds? Until then, keep watching, keep learning, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That's it for today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the core values and purposes of the United States Republican Party. We encourage you to share your thoughts, ideas, and questions in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video informative and share it with your friends. And remember to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious and informed.